tournament against a man who I think tips the scales right about at that 237-pound mark.
It's got to be real close for Stetson getting into this light heavyweight tournament, Craig. Steve Simpson way under the limit. No problem him meeting the weight, and he is going to have the experience factor in this match. Great to see Steve Simpson back. He's been on a worldwide tour, now back here in North America, and he is fit as a fiddle and ready to go, as they say.
As a matter of fact, part of that worldwide tour, his home South Africa, and I was talking to him before the matches. He is so happy to see the way progress has been made over there. Don't mean to be getting into politics here, but it's a good thing. They're back in the Olympics. It's great to see.
Great to see South Africa back in the Olympics. As evidenced by Steve Simpson, they produce some terrific athletes. Maybe seeing more wrestlers coming from South Africa here over the next few years with all the changes happening over there.
Side headlock and a shortcut by Mike Stetson as he uses the hair to get into a leg scissors on the head of Steve Simpson.
And you know, Steve Simpson has the long, flowing locks of hair. It looks great, and sometimes it can help you with the old romantic thing the handsome stranger is so good at. But it's got to be a detriment in the ring, Craig. It gets in your own face, blocks your own vision, and it's just like that. Stetson can just reach up and grab a handful of hair. I wonder if he's given any thought to cutting those flowing golden locks.
I know in the past there have been some wrestlers who have wanted to cut them themselves. Full Nelson being applied by Steve Simpson on Mike Stetson. Simpson, well, if Stetson's weight was any bit of a factor there, all of it just came tumbling down.
Not a very good wrestling move there by Mike Stetson. Thought he was going to be real cute, put both feet up on a ropes, make sure the referee saw it, so Simpson would have to break, and Simpson did. And we saw what happened to Stetson. Great counter wrestling there by Steve Simpson.
Simpson can brawl with the best of them as he uses the fist right onto the chin.
Right in the old bread basket, they all used to call that.
Pulls him over, keeping that headlock locked in tight. Count of one by Rick Manning, our official in this tournament matchup, first round matchup.
I'm going to go weigh myself on the same scale Stetson got on to get into this tournament.
Well, let me explain something about how the weights are done. Yes, they do have a scale back in the dressing room, but it's also the Bureau of Weights and Measures also has their own system whereby they can say this scale is certified, and the man can have a sheet that says this man weighs this much, notarized, everything's all set, and that may be how Mr. Stetson got under the weight limit.
I didn't know Rip Rogers was in the freelance weighing business.
Could very well be. Nice drop takedown. Now folding up those limbs of Mike Stetson and Steve Simpson. Give it up. Putting pressure on the knee, and there's a possible submission hold. If he keeps it applied long enough, putting pressure not only to the ankle, but to the knee.
You would have to consider Steve Simpson to be one of the odds-on favorites in this light heavyweight tournament, Craig. He has vast experience wrestling as a light heavyweight, where some of these other larger wrestlers like Mike Stetson, like John Tatum, have never really wrestled a strictly light heavyweight curriculum, if you will. They wrestle the big guys, the little guys, the bigger guys. Steve Simpson has almost had a career of wrestling light heavyweights. He's held a couple of heavyweight titles, but he is very experienced in the light heavyweight ranks. He's got to be a favorite.
Armbar, now step over, trying to flip him over, and gets the man over. Mike Stetson has been taking a lot of punishment, courtesy of the man from South Africa. And now more pressure on the shoulder, the elbow. Oh, my! Yikes!
Great shot by the camera crew here at the Global Dome, Greg. We saw Simpson just plant that number 12 boot right in the old puss of Mike Stetson. That's got to hurt. Look at the look of intensity on the face of the South African. Steve Simpson.
More punishment onto that arm. Once again, the continental situation as far as wrestlers from a different continent coming into the Global Wrestling Federation. Apparent as Simpson style, quite different from the American catch-as-catch-can style that we're used to seeing.
Absolutely, and also different from the Mexican lucha libre style, the European, the English style of Adrian Street.
Who we will be seeing up next.
Absolutely. We're seeing so many different wrestlers from so many different parts of the world. It's truly a global wrestling federation.
Stetson gets to his feet. Simpson backed up to the ropes. And not a clean break. Oh! What chops by Stetson, and Simpson says, okay, you want to try that? I've got a background in that kind of move. Simpson in control with a side headlock once again.
In South Georgia, we would say Steve Simpson didn't just fall off the turnip truck. He knows what's going on in that ring. He's been around a couple of times. He can handle somebody like Mike Stetson.
And now a way to take the wind out of Stetson, and now time to take him on a ride.
Beautiful move by Simpson.
Count of one. Twice, and Stetson would like to be able to get out of this. May try to lean back and put Simpson in a pinning predicament.
And once again, as you mentioned earlier, Craig, and you are absolutely right, it's the different styles of wrestling from the different parts of the world. We don't see that type of maneuver there by any of the American wrestlers. Steve Simpson brings it over from South Africa. We'll probably see it in every match from here on out.
Get him in the ring.
Right now, the American brawling of Mike Stetson taking Steve Simpson out of the ring. And there's one way to keep a man from getting to his feet. That's to take one of the limbs away, which Simpson does there. Now, with one bad wheel, Simpson going to work, goes in. Monkey flip. Simpson now moves his way to the outside of the ring. Up to the top rope. The high flyer from South Africa. Cross body block. Count of one. Count of two. Count of three. Steve Simpson will advance. Ladies and gentlemen.